Welcome back, everyone. Next, we have Thumzup Media Corporation. It trades on the NASDAQ under the symbol TZUP and is democratizing the multi-billion-dollar social media branding and marketing industry by utilizing a robust programmatic advertiser dashboard coupled with a consumer-facing app to enable individuals to get paid cash for posting about participating advertisers on major social media outlets through the Thumzup app. Happy to welcome CEO Robert Steele. Welcome to the conference today, Robert. Excited to hear your story.
Thanks, Anna. Thank you very much. Looking forward to telling you our story.
All right, the floor is yours.
Great, thank you. So first, I'm going to give an overview of the Thumzup app and the multi-billion-dollar opportunity for democratizing social media advertising. And then I'm going to get into a little bit about our recently announced crypto reserve strategy and how that ties into our business model, as well as our recently formed subsidiary, Bitcoin LLC. So on the first page here, you can see democratizing social media advertising. You can see a snapshot of the Thumzup app, which is available in the Apple App Store and the Google Play Store. That's THUMZUP. And I'm talking about NASDAQ company, symbol TZUP, Tom, Zebra, Umbrella, Paul, and why we believe this is a multi-billion-dollar opportunity. Okay. So the Thumzup platform, our mission is to democratize the multi-billion-dollar social media marketing and advertising industry. Additionally, we're going to talk about our crypto reserve strategy. So with cryptos rapidly gaining adoption, Thumzup has recently adopted our Bitcoin accumulation strategy. We currently hold approximately 19 Bitcoin with approximate value of $2 million. And we recently formed our Bitcoin LLC subsidiary, which will facilitate, we are also looking at adding to our product roadmap, facilitating crypto payments to our community. So on the screen there, you see a picture of a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. So Bartels Harley-Davidson is an advertiser in the Thumzup app in Venice, California, an excellent Harley dealership. So they have an annual anniversary event, and we were at that event with the Thumzup app showing the bikers how to get paid to post. So they downloaded the Thumzup app and they selected Bartels Harley-Davidson, and they made posts like the one you see on their personal Instagram to their friends. And this resulted in the Bartels having the most attendance that they had ever had at an event at their dealership through the power of the Thumzup app. So we are going to continue to do this for many businesses and do it 1 million times and make $1 billion. So another way of thinking about the Thumzup app is imagine in a stadium where there's a sign that comes on the Jumbotron that says get paid to post, and there's a QR code, and thousands of people in the stadium point their phone camera at the QR code. It puts the Thumzup app on their phone, and through the Thumzup app, they could get paid to post about a new product at the concession stand. Imagine a soda or a new chip flavor at the concession stand. They get paid to post through the Thumzup app to their friends on their personal social media. So right now, this is it's Instagram and Twitter X, but we have plans to implement TikTok and Facebook. Our vision is to be agnostic in terms of social media. So we solve a big problem for a huge market. Global digital advertising market is forecast to be more than $1 trillion through 2030. A subset of that that's relevant to us is influencer marketing, which is forecast to grow to $200 billion by 2032. So the $1 trillion market is putting ads in your feed on social media. The $200 billion market is when users, creators are often what they're called, are paid to post about a brand to their following. So we're similar to both of those markets, but disruptive to both of those markets. So in a few moments, I'm going to show you how we feel that we can get to 1.8 billion in advertising revenue on our proprietary ad tech platform. Where we are right now is about 25,000 posts have been made on our platform with a potential reach of 50 million people. So real simple how it works. That's part of our value, is that the advertiser launches a campaign on Thumzup. So similar to buying a campaign on Facebook, they go to our website, they make two main choices: how much they're willing to pay people for a post, and how many posts they want to buy. So if they're willing to pay, if the brand is willing to pay $10 for a post about their brand, and they buy 100 posts, then currently we charge $1,300 for that. $300 is our revenue, and $1,000 stays in the system until 100 posts get made and approved. Then the second step is that the users see the brand in the Thumzup app, and they make a post about the brand to their friends on their personal social media. And then we give the advertiser a platform, a dashboard, we call it, where they can review the posts. They're only paying for the posts that are good. So this is not Yelp. Our users are not saying derogatory things about our advertisers, and we fully disclose that these are paid promotions, and our platform provides the compliance to make those disclosures appropriately. So the last step, step 4, is the Thumzup user can cash out at any time their approved posts, currently to Venmo or PayPal, but we do have in our product roadmap to include a crypto payout on that, and that's part of what we're talking about that's new today. That coordinates with our crypto reserve strategy that we've launched to also integrate crypto in the app. We have announced that our advertisers can purchase campaigns with crypto right now on the Thumzup app. So this is a photo of the app that you would see if you download it from the App Store or the Google Play Store. So first, the user can search at the top in the search bar for coffee or pizza, for instance, and it'll show them all the coffee places that are in their area that will pay them to make a post on social media. So then the next part of the app, this is for businesses that don't have a physical address, like an e-commerce business. So if our client is selling shoes online, then the user would find the company in the online brands section of the app, which scrolls left to right. And in the lower part of the app, it says businesses around you. This is like a treasure hunt. So the store that's in there that you can see on the screen is called Ben & Jack's. That's a steakhouse in New York City. So you might learn about us at Ben & Jack's, but then when you scroll down, you see all these other places in the neighborhood that will pay you to post. So we have users in Los Angeles that are making more than $1,000 a month posting about businesses on the Thumzup app. And that's a win-win for our businesses, because for the business, their happy customers become their social media presence with no effort from them. So we're excited about the multi-billion-dollar opportunity here. So Meta, Facebook is a more than $1 trillion company, and they have 8 million advertisers. So most of the advertisers on Meta are small businesses. So we are using a small business strategy as our go-to-market strategy for a variety of reasons. One of the reasons is what's on this slide. So in the US, there are 33 million small businesses, and in any given year, 45% of them buy digital ads. When they do buy digital ads, on average, they spend $500 a month. So my job as a CEO is to get us to the point where 10% of those businesses have given us an average of 20% of their ad budgets. That would be 1.9 billion in ad volume on our platform, and our corresponding revenue would be more than 400 million. And if we can trade at 5 times revenue, then that's a $2 billion company. So we are very excited about that. We are implementing strategies that are very similar to other companies that have done this type of two-sided market. So Uber has a two-sided market. So to their go-to-market, they had to attract both drivers and riders. Airbnb, similar. In their go-to-market, they had to attract hosts as well as people that would stay at the properties. So in our go-to-market strategy, we're simultaneously having to attract advertisers and users who will post about our advertisers. So we've studied how Uber and Airbnb did this. They used aggressive expansion. They used quality user experience. They used adaptability and innovation. And most importantly, they used the network effect. So we're already seeing that when we get density in an area like that we have received in Los Angeles and in Miami, that advertisers that we've never spoken to learn about the Thumzup app, and then they sign up and want to be involved at no additional cost of sales to us. So Airbnb knows that if they get 300 listings in a given geography, that it grows organically from there, and we're seeing similar behavior here at Thumzup. So then segueing to our crypto reserve strategy. So we have a relationship with Coinbase. We recently announced that we've expanded that relationship. So we implemented a Bitcoin accumulation strategy in January of 2025. Thumzup currently holds more than 19 Bitcoin with a market value of about $2 million. Our board has authorized the company to hold up to 90% of its liquid assets in Bitcoin. And Thumzup recently filed a shelf registration statement to raise up to $500 million for working capital and to accelerate its Bitcoin accumulation strategy. Last week, Thumzup expanded its capital strategy by establishing Bitcoin-backed credit facility with Coinbase Prime to provide access to non-dilutive capital. So, for example, one of the signals that we saw out there that motivated us to move in this direction was MicroStrategy, also known as Strategies, demand for new Bitcoin already exceeds the Bitcoin mining output. So it's pretty basic that supply and demand drives prices. So we see plenty of evidence that there is a supply and demand dynamic that is favorable to Bitcoin going forward. And even as I speak right now, this morning, Bitcoin is reaching new highs, which we think is helping to verify the move of Thumzup in this direction. So additionally, we're excited about regulatory approval and support for crypto and crypto reserve strategies. So just recently, the US Senate passed the Genius Act, which among other things gives us clarity for stable coins and making them completely legitimate uses of capital for public companies like ourselves. And just recently, you saw that major investment banks have started saying that that their clients can buy Bitcoin in their accounts. So it seems like every day we see new developments that are making Bitcoin a huge opportunity for ourselves and for our investors. So that is the summary of Thumzup. I'm Robert Steele, CEO. Stock symbol TZUP, Tom Zebra Umbrella Paul, and I welcome any questions that you might have.
Thanks, Robert. Fascinating time to be in your industry. So much is changing and so much is, it's just making it more user-friendly. I love this, right up my vein. So I want to ask a little bit about your history. And did you come up with this idea of Thumzup?
I did, yes. I have created several different software companies. Software companies that I've created have been used by Warner Brothers and BMG and Sony and Amgen. So I'm experienced at making software that's used by large corporations. Software that I created has been used to win two $1 billion lawsuits is one of the ways that we talk about what I had done in the past. So with Thumzup, I'm a musician. I lived in Los Angeles for a long time. I got a lot of friends that are musicians. So I noticed that a lot of my friends were making extra money driving for Uber. And the last bull market was really driven by what people call the FANG stocks. And I saw that digital advertising was this huge, multi-$100 billion business. And I thought there must be some way for my friends who need a little extra money to get paid and participate in that huge $200 billion social media marketing and advertising industry. So that's what gave rise to this concept. And my initial concept, Anna, was to pay people in a crypto. But this is going back to 6 or 7 years ago when I started thinking about this idea. And back then, the regulatory environment was not very conducive. And I actually thought there was too great a regulatory risk at that time. So we launched Thumzup to pay people cash. But now in 2025, the regulatory environment is very friendly to crypto. So don't be surprised if you see a crypto payout in Thumzup in the near future.
Wonderful. Well, it's happening all over. I see it in lots of places. Some people are even saying if you pay with crypto, you get a discount. So we'll see what the future holds. So besides putting cash into small businesses' pockets, thank you. I would like to be your friend as well. What other problems does Thumzup solve for small businesses out there?
So here in Los Angeles, there's a coffee shop called La Frenchy Cafe. And one morning I needed to get a cup of coffee and I forgot they were an advertiser in our app. And the woman in front of me in line, I said, pardon me, do you use Instagram? She said, yes. I said, see that sign on the counter? This coffee shop will pay you $10 to make a post about your latte to your friends on Instagram. So she did it in a moment. And then I have another friend who came to me and said, Robert, I found my new favorite coffee shop, La Frenchy on Washington. I've lived next to it for years and I didn't even know it was there until I saw a post about it on Instagram through Thumzup. So that second woman is not friends in real life with the first woman. So that's the problem that we solve, is that for small businesses, the small business owners looking out their window and everybody's got their face in their phone as they're walking by and they don't even realize the small business is there. So these small business owners are busy. They don't have time to have a social media presence in many cases. And we make it really easy that their happy customers can become their social media presence with no effort from them.
Wonderful. It makes complete sense.
Mhm.
Irvin asks, is there a algorithm to get paid to post? And is it different if one has more followers or likes than others?
Great question. So, like any software company, we have a product roadmap, and we envision that we will have extra incentives and bonuses for people who have larger follower counts. Right now, the way it works is the advertiser sets the limit that they are willing to pay for. So the default is 50 followers, but an advertiser can sign up for Thumzup and they could set the limit to 1,000 followers or 5,000 followers. We encourage our advertisers to set the limit lower, because what happens is that after they get 100 posts, they see lots of different follower sizes. And, so they'll see some people with 1,000 followers, some people with 100 followers. And the data shows that the accounts with the lower follower counts actually have more impact on a percentage basis, that because it's the people looking at those posts really know those people. So we believe it's good for our advertisers to have a combination of both small followers and larger follower accounts.
That's smart. Yeah, I have people approach me with this stuff all the time, and everyone does it differently. Very interesting. Alphonse, I hope I said that name correctly, wants you to break down how you acquire a customer. What is the cost of that acquisition of a customer in relation to the funds they pay you?
Yes. So right now, the main way that so we just recently passed 900 advertisers in the app. So those are our customers. And the main acquisition strategy right now is we have what we call an ASP program, account specialist program. So we pay account specialists $100 for each business that they sign up in the Thumzup app. And then we give the advertiser a $100 coupon for the first 10 posts in the app. So that is essentially a $200 customer acquisition cost. And we believe that as we scale, that will go down. And as I referenced in the presentation, what we're trying to do is develop the flywheel effect. So for instance, our second customer, we had no cost of customer acquisition, because right from the start, our second customer saw what was happening at our first customer and came to us and found us and wanted to sign up. But you have to have you got to scale to be able to create that, and the mechanism to scale is as I discussed. So it's currently $200 customer acquisition cost roughly.
And how many customers have increased their spend with you, and what does that look like exactly?
So the Bartels Harley Davidson has renewed 4 times. So that it's going well. So that's an example of a repeat customer that loves the app and keeps coming back. And we have a testimonial from Glenn Bartels on our website.
And Kai wants you to correct Kai if Kai's wrong. So you get paid for a certain number of posts. You distribute a portion to those who post. So what percentage do you retain?
30%. So the advertiser can pick what the payout is. They can pay as little as $1. In our system, they could pay as much as $1,000. The most common payout is $10, so we just charge 30% on top of that. So think that we sell a post for $13, the user gets 10, we get 3.
Darren says, great model. Question, are the posts being made on your platform or are they on X, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok?
The user selects the brand in the Thumzup app, but at the end of the process, the social media post goes out to their friends on their personal social media. That's currently Instagram feed posts, Instagram Reels, and Twitter X feed posts. And then we've announced that we're working on TikTok, and don't be surprised if we also work on Facebook as well.
And are there any competitors in the space that are doing the pay proposed model besides just high-end influencers out there? Who is your competitor?
The closest competitors are companies that are marketplaces for professional influencers. So those are companies like IZEA and Grin and Paid. We think we're disruptive to that marketplace, and we think our opportunity is much bigger than that marketplace. So right now there's roughly there's more than 4 billion social media users. It's literally half the planet, and that's really what we're going after, is making it easy for a brand to get quality, semi-organic posts from the general public, and there's no one doing that.
Cole asks, are you focused on certain demographics and locations like Los Angeles and Miami? Or are you set up for national, global? What are you looking for?
Oh, great question. So every business that wants to create awareness can sign up for Thumzup right now. So thumzupmedia.com, there's no, in the United States right now, there's no restriction. However, you have to launch most businesses, you have to have some level of focus. So we've studied what Uber and Airbnb did, and they started by getting density in regions to generate the flywheel effect, which lowers the cost of customer acquisition. So we have more than 300 locations in Los Angeles where people can get paid to post. But we actually have advertisers in more than 15 states right now. But the focus areas have been Los Angeles, and then Miami we opened up in January. And then don't be surprised if you see us coming to New York in the summer.
Kaylee wants you to explain a little bit your Bitcoin model a little more. How do you accumulate the 19 Bitcoins? Is that the same business? And is that revenue growing at the same rate as the cash portion?
So the strategy is that we raise capital. So the company has raised $13 million to date. Of the $13 million we've raised, approximately $2 million have been spent on crypto. So that's why we call it a crypto reserve strategy. So when we have access to capital on good terms that are good for our shareholders, then we access that capital. And rather than having the money sit in US dollars, which, as we all know, seem to get less valuable over time, we have the money in crypto, which seems to be getting more valuable over time. And then we're segueing into a strategy where we potentially could do capital raises where a lot of the raise would go to the crypto reserve strategy as we continue to move the Thumzup business model forward. So, for instance, we've announced that we've applied for the opportunity to raise $500 million, and our board has approved that up to 90% of that could be held in Bitcoin. So don't be surprised if you see more expansion of that going forward.
A few questions about your advertising model. Skylar wants to know, how does your advertising model differ in process and cost in acquiring paying customers versus acquiring posters?
So in acquiring advertisers right now, what works for us is a gig economy strategy where we're paying a success fee to our account specialists. So that's good for shareholders because there's no capital outlay of salaries, and it's good for our account specialists because it gives them an extra form of income. So many of our account specialists are looking for multiple forms of income. So that's a win-win that we only pay when there's a success, when they make a sign up, and they have flexible hours and a lot of freedom. So that is the main advertiser acquisition strategy right now. We believe it's possible that we could have hundreds, if not thousands, of people doing that. Then on the user acquisition side, so the first component of the user acquisition is that we give the retail locations signage that they put in their place of business to promote the Thumzup opportunity. So for instance, we give restaurants coasters that have a QR code on them that say, get paid to post. So you know, what small business doesn't want people to tell their friends about their small business on social media? So we will give our retail locations that are in our app various forms of signage. We give them postcards. There's a advertiser in Venice, California called Fat Tomato Pizza. So Fat Tomato Pizza puts a Thumzup postcard on the pizza box. So you order the pizza, it arrives, it smells really good. You see this offer, get paid $10 to share a photo of your pizza with your friends on your Instagram. And that's the main way that we're getting the user adoption. Then we also in Los Angeles do something we call Street Team, where we have our representatives will be out in front of various businesses in our app and explaining the Thumzup offering to people. And then what happens is we just get organic growth on the user side because many people are looking for side hustles and extra ways to make money, and the users grow nicely as advertisers grow.
Billy and Bruce, I'm going to try to combine their questions. First of all, how many advertisers do you currently have? And maybe if you can talk about what is your goal by year end? And a follow-up question is, what is the average spend by an advertiser? And has there been any study as to the financial benefit to them?
So we recently announced that we have more than 900 advertisers. That's up from roughly 600 at the beginning of the year. So that's a more than 200% compound annual growth rate on advertiser growth. We think that will accelerate. I do believe we can get to more than 5,000 advertisers by the end of the year. We are anticipating adding some digital advertising component to that advertiser growth strategy. And then what was the second part of the question there, Anna?
Yes, you talked about your goal by year end, and then it was, what is the average initial spend by an advertiser? And has there been any study as to the financial benefit to them?
Yes, with the small businesses, we will present Thumzup to them, and we will recommend that they start with a $10 payout by 100 posts. That's a $1,300 order for us on their credit card. And then often they'll come back and say, oh, we'll do half of that, for instance. Okay, so about $650 seems to be a pretty common way that people get started. And we are in the process of tracking some case studies and haven't released any results yet, but don't be surprised if you see a lot of that going forward. That's one of my big personal goals, is to get more data out about the efficacy.
And can you talk a little bit more about growth rate? When did your revenue launch, and do you issue guidance?
So Thumzup is still pre-revenue, okay? So most of the advertisers that we have signed up on these promotional campaigns. So for instance, if you sign up for Google Ads right now, Reddit, many of the advertising platforms that you see out there will start you on a prepaid campaign because they know that it's very likely that you're going to renew, that you're going to have a good experience. So Uber in the beginning, they would pay the drivers $30 an hour just to sit around and wait for the users to come. So we're still in the phase of getting enough scale that we then can convert our pipeline from the promotional campaign to the revenue scaling campaign. However, we have paying customers. The Bartels Harley-Davidson has paid for the service, but we're not yet at the point where we want to slow the growth by converting them all to paid campaigns.
Wonderful. Robert, thank you so much. Great product you have. Thank you for joining us on the conference. And we'd love to continue on with some updates with you in the future. Appreciate your time today.
Thank you, Anna.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll be right back with our next presenter.